Grueling was a riverboat captain that died here. There used to be a couple apartments up here to go along with this story I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It give me goosebumps sitting in here, listening to two old guys talk, because one of them lived upstairs in the 60s.
Okay.
And he knew the old guy that just died up there. And this is right after I seen well, I can tell you what I seen, but I don't sound crazy.
No, you don't. Man, I've been doing this since 2008, so you do not sound crazy to me. Trust me, I've investigated prisons and hospitals and homes. I can't tell you how many homes I've been into where people say, and this is the first thing they say to me, I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. I'm telling you, that's what they say to me. I'm like, all right.
I was standing in here one morning, it's about 9 o'clock. Well, I was actually standing right here. And I was going through my tool bag looking for a socket. No, nobody was here, the radio and nothing was on. And I heard it walk up on me.
Uh-huh.
Well, I heard something walk up on me, and it was like it was right here, and it said, Chris. Like
really?
that.
So it knows your name then?
Yeah, it knows my name.
Okay.
And that's when I exited the building, but I left all my fucking keys, phone, and everything in here. I stood outside for 2 hours, if not longer.
I believe it.
Before I would come back in and get them.
Yeah.
And then I just run in the back door, grab my shit there, and I run right back out.
So how do you get to the upstairs? I see it looks like some stairs this way. We go up there and check that out. I've literally, I only brought maybe a quarter of my gear from Florida with me up here. But I got enough stuff that we can definitely speak to what.
Watch your step up here.
Okay.
I've never really had any bad experiences up here.
Nothing up here per se?
I get freaked out up here.
Yeah. Well, it's spooky. I mean, that's for sure. It's definitely, yeah, you definitely got some history. I mean, you know, things can get tied to stuff, you know what I mean? So if you've got, so this is where there was apartments up here, you say?
Yeah, there was, well, at the end, this was a little efficiency apartment. This is where the old guy died about 2 or 3 months before I bought the building. He died in that room.
Wow. Do you know what he died from?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it was old age or what it was.
Yep.
There's just stuff everywhere, man. I gotta get out of here.
This is amazing. I hope you don't mind me filming.
No.
This is cool. Look at it's got some old wheelchairs in here.
Yeah, I gotta get all this crap out of here. But this building's got a lot of history.
But there is no electricity in here right now that you know of. Okay, so what we'll do first is I'll do an EMF sweep, which will see if there's any electromagnetic frequencies going on in here. That will tell us if there's energy that's happening, where it'll be located at. And you said this is built in the 1800s?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
1880 or 1890s, 1890 sometime.
Wow.
And the reason she said they were here, she said she was picking up on 2, and that was, one of them was the old guy that died up here, and she said another guy that was stabbed to death up here in one of the apartments, and it was gutted. She didn't know there was apartments up here. I never did tell her. But
that's pretty impressive.
Did
you get her name or anything like that? A card name?
I don't remember what it was though. It's been, 4 or 5 years ago.
That's amazing. Okay.
But all the bartenders, I've had them up under the bar call me, you know, after closing time, they'd be in here closing up. They call me crying and screaming and hollering.
All right.
And then I've been run out of here a couple of times and seen a couple of things that shouldn't have been there.
I believe it. Especially, I mean, we're right by the Trail of Tears too, right? Like that's where the encampment was. So there was a lot of, you know, tragedy that happened there. A lot of
Right.
energy that's tied to that.
This is Black Bottoms is what this area right here was called back.
Black Bottoms.
This is where they done all their trading and all that was right here. This was a trading post at one time too, I think.
Oh my goodness.
And that's
So
where it
there's a
comes
lot
from.
of transient people in and out
Right.
through this here.
But it's in foul shape up here. Gotta get all this shit out.
This is super impressive though.
She said the reason they was acting up is because I gutted the place and redone it. She said they didn't like me doing that.
And a lot of times what that is, it has to do with a residual haunting. Well, it almost follows a pattern. And when you start moving things around, and like if you build a wall where there wasn't a wall, or you take something down, you know what I mean? It disrupts that pattern, that path, if you will, of that energy that just kind of keeps flowing through here.
And these brick are actually not the block. Those are limestone blocks. She said that this building was nothing but one big energy conductor that they would never leave.
They call that the stone tape theory is what that is.
She said you'll never be able to get rid of them.
Really? Wow.
Because the building was all limestone. It was made here in Princeton.
Interesting. Well, we're not here to be disrespectful to them, but we will want to communicate. And I have some devices that will definitely, if they're here, we will be able to talk to them, at least hear them.
Well, good,
and Chris, I've been with doing this since 2008, but I've been with my current group, War Party Paranormal, since 2019, actually 2018, late 2018, early 2019. And it's I've been in some of the craziest places you can ever imagine. This is pretty impressive, though, to be honest with you. It's a tavern that you've had it built into, but so much other history here. So we'll go downstairs, and I'll grab my my K2 meter and my Mel meter, and we'll just do a quick sweep.
All right.
We'll start downstairs, and then if we feel like we need to come up here, we will. But that's pretty impressive. All right. So, but you said the girls have had activity down here before?
Oh, yeah, that's where I seen, I'm pretty sure it's probably the guy that just died upstairs down here.
All right.
And I can tell you everything he was wearing.
You saw him?
I saw him right there standing. The bar was right here.
Mm-hmm.
Had a horseshoe bar right here.
Yep.
And he was standing about right here at the end of the bar. He was looking just dead straight forward with a blankless expression. He was not staring at me. I had just let the bartender out the door. I was the only one here. And when I turned around, I locked the door. When I turned around here, he was standing right there.
Really?
And it scared the fuck out of me because I knew I was the only one in the building, so I just kept walking. And then when I got through this door about to the back bar here, I turned and looked, and he wasn't there.
Wow.
But he had a brown Carhartt shirt on with a pocket right here. He had like blue dicky, he reminded me of a farmer. He had like blue dicky pants on, I didn't see his feet. He had gray real bushy hair, wasn't long, it was just thick.
Right.
And he had a trucker cap on, camouflage bill, and it was brown.
Oh, that's pretty descriptive, man. So
he's about this tall. He was short.
Short guy.
Yeah.
Did you happen to know what his name was that was here?
No, but I do know who does. And that leads into the story. I was up here bartending maybe a week after I'd seen them, and I hadn't said anything to these guys.
Right.
They're old guys. They're in their 80s anyway.
Yeah.
Kent Reed used to live upstairs. Well, he knew the guy. And Kent told me the same thing the psychic told me. He said that he was talking to Mickey, and Mickey was saying, well, I didn't know him. They was talking about the guy that died upstairs. Kit said, well, I know him for years. I've known him for years. He said his name and everything. And he describing him, and I started getting goosebumps because that's what I saw.
Sure.
That's who I saw.
Right.
And he said, Chris, he wouldn't like you. The psychic told me the same thing. She told me that he really liked the girls down here that was working,
right?
But he hated me because I was changing everything in the building, and he was dead against alcohol, anything to do with alcohol.
Right.
And Kent told me the same thing. He said, Chris, he wouldn't have liked you because he was dead set against alcohol.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
all
really
right.
Weird.